today for the second trial of Galileo, who has been accused of heresy against the Church. We will begin with our statements, please, prosecution.
Galileo Galilei is a very famous scientist who has dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. But when these so-called facts that he has deciphered intervene and contradict the Holy Bible, the scriptures of God, we are forced to intervene. Not only has this man supported the theory of Copernicus, who is clearly an enemy of God and of the Church, but he has also discovered more facts that supposedly back up his argument. When in the Bible it clearly states that that's not how the world works. Furthermore, he has written an insulting book that shows the Church as an ignorant person who is reluctant to new knowledge and new findings of our universe. But he has also ignored all warnings given to him by Pope Paul V and has continued his investigations and his teachings on the matter.
Defense, you may begin with your statements.
Thank you, Your Honor. All the allegations of heresy against this man are false. First of all, because the church law say that anyone can't support or teach Copernicus' ideals. And Galileo clearly didn't support neither teach Copernicus' ideals in his book. Another fact that proves this man is not guilty is that he showed it to other branches of the church, who in fact gave Galileo permission to publish this book. Finally, the Bible isn't to be taken so literally. What I mean is that Galileo shouldn't be judged so fairly.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Pope Urban VIII, is it true that you, with your kind heart and open mind, graciously allowed Galileo to continue to publish his findings? And did he, Galileo Galilei, complete his side of the agreement?
No, he did not. In fact, he portrayed the Church as a simple-minded and ignorant character who refuses to accept the knowledge, and he used his books to spread Copernicus' theory, and I forbade him to do that, so he must pay the price.
Friends, please stand up. You may cross-examine your first witness.
Pope Urban VIII, please step forward. Do you accept that you gave permission to Galileo to publish his book? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you change your mind?
Because in our agreement, I told Galileo he had to speak hypothetically, and he would have to respect the Church. In his book, Galileo talked literally and made the Church look like a fool after he portrayed us as an ignorant and simple-minded character.
So, if you knew he may break that agreement you had, why did you let him? Did Galileo show you what he was going to publish on his book?
He just showed me his ideas.
So, you didn't saw the final draft?
No, I didn't.
Order in the court. Order in the court. Defense, you may call your witnesses. Please stand up.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call Benedetto Castelli, please.
Sit, please.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Benedetto Castelli, and I am a monk. I've studied over many years with Galileo Galilei.
Okay, Benedetto. Is it right that you share letters with Sir Galileo. What did you speak about in these letters?
We shared a lot of letters. We talked about everything, about science and also our personal lives.
So Galileo did talk to you about the dialogue.
Yes, he did.
And tell us, do you think the dialogue goes against the church's ideals?
In his dialogue, he is showing an idea. He presents it as a hypothesis, not as a fact.
So you're clearly saying that he is not going against the church, he's just showing his ideal and not expressing it as a fact.
He is doing what the church asked him to do, present his book as a hypothesis.
Persecution, you may stand up and begin cross-examine your second witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Benedetto Castelli, I call you to be my witness.
So, Benedetto, why did you encourage Galileo to publish his work?
I think that as God followers, we should try to know and explore the world that He created for all of us.
And did you know that Galileo's work, which investigated Copernicus' theory, goes against the church and God himself?
That's why I sent by myself a letter to the church to explain them the work of Galileo.
And being aware of the agreement that Galileo had with Pope Urban and Pope Paul, did you still encourage him to publish his work?
I just thought that he had good ideas.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He had good ideas.
Thank you, that's all I need.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, swear to God?
I do.
Persecution, you may begin. Persecution.
Oh crap, you made me lose. Your Honor. Mr. Galileo, this heretic doesn't deserve to be called that. Okay, let's begin with the interrogation. Galileo, do you agree that on your book you make constant ridiculizations of the Holy Church and God our Father through one of your characters?
Okay, prosecution. I was not in any way trying to offend the church or your God. I was simply stating my opinion and my beliefs.
The facts that the church promotes ignorance.
Oh, don't talk about facts. The facts are the ones that God said in the Bible, in the Holy Bible. Those are written and are laws that we uphold.
Succhiare mi grande cazzo! Galileo, the church has the final word. What the church says and what God says on the Bible is the final word. No other beliefs are acceptable and will be deemed as heretic. But leaving that part aside, because we do not want to duel over stupid things that a random guy writes on a book. But leaving that aside, let's talk about your theories. You're clearly supporting Copernicus' ideas of a heliocentric universe, which are clearly going against the
Gentlemen, my wife just died, and on my behalf, Juanjito de la Fiore Nigri will be replacing me.
I'm sorry for your loss, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, we can continue now with the prosecution.
So Galileo, in these letters with the Pope, you shared your ideas with him, and he understood what the book would talk about, am I right?
Yes, on several occasions I wrote letters to him and he responded agreeing with my ideas.
It's more, he encouraged you to spread these ideas of yours. Am I right?
He did, multiple occasions, encouraged me to write a book.
What? What were the limits he put to it?
The Pope said I had to consider my research only as hypothetical, not as true scientific fact.
That's right, as we said before. So is it really relevant for these ideas to be taught as theory, facts, or just opinion? Do you believe it's relevant at all?
I do not believe it's relevant. I have put my idea out to the public, and they can take it, whether they like it or not.
That's all.
Galileo, please step forward. You may state your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Over the last couple of days, we have seen this case develop into a pretty significant event. This shall go down in history. The Church, the Holy Church of Rome, has clearly defended itself against what they call abuses of my knowledge and power. And of course, the Pope gave me authorization to publish my notes if only I consider my notes hypothetical, which I indeed did. The fact that the Church made me publish my results as a hypothesis insults me. Many people before me and many people after me will research this, and they will accomplish the same thing. They will have the same results I now have. The results the Church made me publish as false, as just a possibility, when I know it is truth, scientific, proven truth.
They didn't make you! Hey! I have to take you out of the court or what?
Lawyers of the prosecution, you may step forward.
Galileo, please come up to the stand.
Your Honor. Okay.
Galileo Galilei, as you so wisely pointed out, there is no way really to prove that the Copernicus theory is or is not true. But according to the Holy Scriptures of the Bible, which came from God Himself, his theory is completely false. So you, going against the Church and going against the agreement that you had both with Pope Paul and Pope Urban VIII, you have violated not one, not two, but 3 sacred agreements. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Okay. If I may stand. Yes, I did in fact violate the 3 sacred agreements. Thank you. But on my behalf and in my defense, these 3 sacred agreements are of course sacred. They are religious. They are part of our very being, of our church. But as we all know, the Bible cannot be taken so literally. And as a man of science, it is important to note that it is mediocre what the Church is imposing upon us, upon the people outside this courtroom. I believe science must be in the hands of everyone. Critical thinking must be a tool we all have. And I am willing to break these sacred agreements to prove my point.
So Galileo, you are saying that you would break years of rules, of laws, of agreements that you have made with figures of high authority just to prove a theory that may or may not be true, and you, as you just said a couple seconds ago, are completely guilty of all of the crimes that I had previously stated.
I am not completely guilty. I respect the Catholic Church of Rome very much. And I also must say that I wouldn't take the risks and assume the consequences that I have now done to prove what is fact. In the book, yes, I did state that Copernicus' theory is true. And yes, I may have used the Pope Urban's generosity to spread what has to be spread, to spread what has to be right.
Prosecution, you may now step forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. With this, I will make my final statement. This man, known as Galileo, has not only violated 1, not 2, but 3 laws that go against the whole country. He has gone against 2 popes. This heretic has ridiculized the entire Catholic Church, made us all look like fools. Galileo has also gone against our Holy Bible, and for these reasons, this man should be hung and cut into little pieces. And after that...
Objection!
Galileo Galilei is declared to death.
I will adjourn.
It is closed. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay.
My name will be remembered by history, not your names. I will come back. My death will mark history. You will not be remembered.
Over brow! Snap back to reality. Up there goes gravity. Up there goes gravity. So he's so mad he don't. He dope. He won't have it. He knows he goes back to his ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stacked and he knows.
Back to the gravity. You better get out of the hobbit. You better lose.
Es que porta,
Sí.
Bloopers, mami.
I'm a billionaire. Listo. What a night could it be? Anyhow, where I can see that side. Oh no, she's in love. She's in love.
Decir mi nombre es.
Oigan, chavos.
Chao, linda.
¿Qué digo?
I was simply stating my opinion and my beliefs.
Succhiare mi grande cazzo. Galileo. No. And we don't have place for heretics like this to come and mention and no. There are not words to say that. No, it is.